guys, yeah, Coach Zoe here, and this is your full body cardio and core kettlebell interval style workout. We're going to be starting with strength work, alternating with cardio, little bouts of rest in between. Make sure you have that kettlebell. You just need one size. All right, I'll show a couple variations in case your kettlebell is too heavy to work with one hand. But otherwise, let's get started off super simple with some jumping jacks. Good, and butt kicks. While we're here in these butt kicks, let's reach out and pull in. Good. All right, from here, we're going to do an arm circle with a hip circle. Keep it going. Arm circle with a hip circle. Good, and taking a standard stance, we're just going to find some squats and hinge down with a deadlift, alternating what hand you touch with. Good. Let's step into some lateral lunges. Nothing crazy. Just open up those hips. Good, and reverse lunges. 90 degrees at each knee. Arms overhead, keep going. Good, and let's take a step back. We're gonna inchworm it out. Walk, walk, walk. Give me a push-up. A shoulder tap, arm circle. Again, push-up, shoulder tap, arm circle. One more time. Push up, shoulder tap, arm circle. Good. Let's see some mountain climbers. Turn it up. Get that heart rate going. Good. And on your feet. From here, we're going to grab our kettlebell, warm up with our weight a little bit. Let's do some deadlifts. So again, hinging from those hips, squeezing butt at the top. Now again, this workout, right, is kettlebell. So during our cardio rounds, you can do single-handed kettlebell work to find a front squat, or double. I will show both. That way, if we're not quite so advanced, feel a little weaker that day, and overhead press. Good, and a few upright rows, and then get ready to rock and roll. Good, okay, while we're waiting, you could scissor jack, or just step side to side with scissor arms. Our first round, our first circuit is gonna be 5 bent over rows, alternating sides. We're there for a minute, so we have a minute of strength, and then our 30 seconds following are cleans, right? Let's begin. Bent over rows. So 5 on one side. You can stagger if you would like, and then switch. And we're just going to continue to alternate for a minute. So 5 on each side. You can go as fast or slow as you'd like. It is your strength round, so I'd rather you focus on your range of motion, getting all the way through that move, right, rather than fast half reps. Of course, if your weight is a little easier to move for you, you can push at pace. If it's a little heavier, you're going to go a little slower. 10 seconds. Good, keep going. I'm just gonna demonstrate. If we're doing a two-handed clean, we're gonna pick that bell off the ground from a deadlift position, pop it up, and catch. But we're not squatting, I'm sorry. Let's get started. So deadlift, pop it up, a little dip underneath as we catch. Otherwise, if we're doing single cleans, okay, we're gonna alternate sides. It's just 30 seconds here. Make sure that we're pulling up and scooping that elbow underneath. All right, that was one round. We have 2 more to do. So back to our bent over rows. So 5 and 5. If you're gassing out a little bit, especially by the 3rd round, drop it to 4 or 3. You're just gonna continue to alternate. You can even go singles. Keep going. All right, starting those cleans in 3, 2, 1. Let's go again. 2 hand, pop it up, catch with a dip. Pop it up, catch with a dip. Or alternate hands. Notice I'm getting a nice big shrug in for my singles. Good, last round, bent over rows, one more time. Again, that bell's getting heavy, you need to drop the reps. That's fine. Just stay active for that full minute. Halfway. Almost there. All right, back to our cleans in 3, 2, 1. Let's go again. 2 hand or single. Last 30 seconds and then a break. I know, not common for Coach Zoe's workouts. And rest. All right, so we have 30 seconds, quick drink of water if you need it. Same format, that's the format we're following for the next 4 circuits, okay? So, really not circuits, but you get the gist. So, our next move is going to be overhead squats. If your bell is too heavy to do an overhead squat, you can front rack your bell and just keep an overhead hand on the opposite side, all right? But let's get started off. We have 5 overhead squats on one side and then 5 on the other. Take your time. I'm gonna turn. I want you to see my hips. Notice my knees aren't jutting forward, drawing that belly in. My hips are sitting back and down. I like to counter with the front arm. And again, this is not meant to be speed. This is your strength. Belly in. All right, moving on, we have kettlebell swings. Hinging from the hips. If you would like, you can take that one hand off the bell, switch at the top for hand-to-hand swings. All right, again, we're trying to keep it a little simpler. Just keep two hands on. The hand-to-hand does not change the performance of the swing. It's still a hinge. All right, round number 2 here. Back to our overhead squats. So again, hips are sitting back and down. I like to remind myself to draw that belly in by placing a hand on my tummy. And make sure that bell is staying directly overhead. Your arm's not swaying. You're pushing towards the ceiling the whole time. Whew, it's tough. If you need to keep it at front rack is fine. Last set for me. You got less than 10. Good, and swings, let's go. So again, when we do those swings, make sure that you're not doing too big of a hinge. It's not a deadlift. The bell should not be coming close to the floor. It's gonna stay nice and high just between the thighs. Good, all right, round number 3, final round here. Face, you guys. You're gonna feel a little bit of tightness in that low back because this is forcing you to keep a tall, aligned spine. Overhead squats are my favorite kind of squat. It's a corrective in nature. If you can't do it, you're gonna fall backwards or fall forwards. It's gonna tell you where you're weak. And then drawing that belly button in. All right, last round of swings. Let's go. 2-hand or switching. Switching at the top. I like the hand-to-hand. It gives a little rotational to the movement. It's good to not just work forward and backwards all the time. Still hinging. Aggressive hips. And rest. All right, 30 seconds of rest, and then we're moving on. We're on circuit number 3. This one is all overhead lunges. So again, if your bell's too heavy, you can front rack the bell and just keep the arm up. All right, that will give you a nice variation while still forcing you to work overhead. But either way, we're gonna hold on one arm for 30 seconds. We're gonna continue to switch legs the entire time. Let's begin. So again, keeping that bell on one side for the full 30. If your shoulder is a little too weak for your bell and 30 seconds is too long, all right, just switch like every 2 reps or every 4. Belly's in. When we work overhead, it forces your core to engage. Good, switch sides. All right, so that's why squats and lunges can still be core work. Whoops. When we're incorporating weight by taking that weight all the way overhead. As we're moving, our core really has to stabilize and lock in to support the spine. Good. All right, moving on, we've got a snatch. So if you are two-handed, you're gonna keep your deadlift position, pop it up with a high pull. All right, ground and floor. Otherwise, snatching, alternating. Make sure, I know it kind of looks like my bell is flipping. It's not. I'm twisting and scooping that hand through. All right, back to those lunges. Pick a side, let's go. Again, notice I'm pushing to the ceiling as I do this. Woo! Switch sides, right to work. All right, let's go. Snatches or dead pulls. Right to it. All right, you guys, last round, best round, let's go. If we are front racking our kettlebell, keep your elbow up. Don't let it fall. Forcing that elbow up is giving you that same instability, right, that we gotta work against. Putting you in proper posture that you have to work really hard to maintain. Putting you in proper posture, not improper. Just realized how that sounded. Again, belly's in. Back to our snatch in 3, 2, 1, let's begin. Woo! Last round, best round. All these explosive movements that we're doing. Again, still core work. Still core work. Three, 2, 1. And rest. Even though it feels like my lower body or upper body doing all the work, if your core is not locked in, not holding its place, you're gonna lose your endurance, you're gonna lose your strength. Okay, next we have our windmills. So weight is either overhead or down below, but we're hinging. Okay, big hinge, a little more of a hinge on the side that's touching the floor. We'll do 3 and 3 and continue to alternate. Let's begin. Just like our bent over rows, still a minute, but we're alternating every 2 reps. You can even do like 2 reps, or if your kettlebell is lighter, you can do 5. I initially had 5 plans, but I just felt like that was going to be a little too tough. Drawing that belly in. Woo! This is our last standing circuit, and then we're on the ground for the final one. $15. Good. All right, moving on to thrusters. Double or single hand, let's begin. If you're single hand, switch every few reps. Elbows up as you squat down, belly's in as you drive up. Good. All right, back to our windmills. Round number 2. Take your time. Halfway. Get ready for thrusters in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view.
Woo!
I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait.
All right, you guys, third and final round here. Let's finish strong.
I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night.
Make sure you're not rushing your form.
I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fast.
All right, thruster starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Last round, best round.
Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Good, short break. All right, so next, you guys, we have Turkish get-ups. All right, Turkish get-ups, so really simple without the weight. And if you need to do it without the weight, that's fine. That bell's gonna be over your chest. You're gonna sit up, get to this position, lift your hips. All right, so we're gonna do 2 and 2. If you feel strong enough and you wanna just switch halfway, I'll switch halfway with you. Let's get started. Bell in one hand, pressing up to your seat, hips in the air. Less than 10. For 3, 2, 1. Switch your sides. Right to work. We're just doing the half. We're not doing the full. Good for 3, 2, 1. Pull that bell over your chest. And we have reverse mountain climbers. If that's too hard, you can leave your bell on the ground, reach overhead, open up that core a little bit, and run those climbers like this. 30 seconds here. We're trying to move quick. This is our cardio. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's switch it back. Turkish get-ups again. So whatever hand is in the air, that knee is posted up. Good, and switch sides. Or again, if you're doing 2 and 2, just keep it up. On our backs for 3, 2, 1. Let's go mountain climbers, or reverse mountain climbers. Push that low back to the floor. Knee comes all the way in to that chest. Ten seconds. For 3, 2, 1. Last round. Let's go back to our get-ups. Again, halfway up and lift the hips. Good. Switch sides. Hips up. All right, you guys, final round. Let's go with those reverse climbers. Push it as hard as you can. Maybe get your head off the floor. Woo! $15. Almost there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Rest. Woo! All right, let's get on our feet. Shake it out with some arm circles as we walk around and catch our breath. Excellent job, you guys. That one was tough. I expected it to be tough, right? But that one was harder than I thought. Good. All right. Crisscross your arms and legs. If you like this workout, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments section if there's something you want to see in particular. I'll do my best to make that happen. Woo! And subscribe. That way you can join me every time I post a new and fun workout. I try to mix up the formats, the focus, and the equipment. All right, but otherwise, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. That is it, you guys. Stay strong, stay tough.